Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Xenogears! Last time we got captured. Yeah, that probably won't be the first time probably the first time. It's probably not the last time that's gonna happen. Anyway, let's talk to Satan before continuing on. I would highly recommend you do use this save point at the point pretty much at the end of the last episode, so this one. I'll get into that more in, a few minutes here, but there's a good reason to do that. Anyway, if we talk to him again, we get a little bit more dialogue explaining that we're prisoners, which of course we already know. Now, when he says, let's rest, it's a good idea to talk some more. And you'll get some additional dialogue out of Satan for doing so. Some of it even about phase past, which is nice. Wow, that's not a whole lot to remember about your past. Anyway, if you talk to him again, he again wants you to rest there. But he has some more things to say if you want to talk some more. I always thought you knew that. And at that point, he pretty much shuts down. You try and do it again, he says nothing. So he doesn't even have a line saying that we should do this or we should do that, which is kind of odd, actually. What was him? The time of the gospel. Now, gospel doesn't really have a whole lot of purpose. Well, it means exactly what you think it means. It doesn't have some secondary meaning or reference. It's basically just, a biblical explanation or word or piece of writing that explains stuff. I think in the Christianity sense, it's usually used to refer to Jesus of Nazareth, but in this case, it's just a gospel. It's just writing to explain something, really. And who the hell is this guy? Now, who does this guy remind you of most? Well, I'm sure everyone's going to have their own way of looking at it, but he reminds me of Clayface from the Batman 1990s cartoon. He reminds me, maybe it's a similar shade of that orangey brown color and the weird looking face. I think technically it's a mask, but I'm not entirely sure on that either. Anyway, this weird guy here talks about God in paradise and us being thrown out from somewhere or leaving from somewhere to live on the earth. And apparently the time of the gospel is at hand. This is the Emperor, and he calls himself the Gazelle. Now, from my research, I didn't find a whole lot that I can say at this point about Gazelle. Most of what we will learn about that term, we will find out in due time anyway, so I'll let the game explain that for itself. We must find God's resting place and then resurrect him. I'm confused. Isn't God supposed to be all-powerful, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent? He's everywhere all at once. How can he be dead? I'm confused. And why is Satan talking to this guy? Now, fate is used in that weird, two dash lines encompassing it kind of way here. It doesn't mean nearly as much now as it does in Chrono Cross, but it just means fate in this case. Genesis, of course, the first book of the Bible, I believe. And Satan refers to this Emperor guy as Majesty. Anyway. Aww, we lost the good music. Let's see if we can get some other good music going on here. I don't think there's too many better themes. It's one of my favorites. But let's see. Aveh Transport. Look at what we got on top. Is that a gear? Well, I'll just tell you now. That's the that's Weltall and Satan and Faye are in there. And this, he has an eye patch. What do you think he is? Yeah, he's a pirate. Anyway, and we're going to let that Shakan guy have it. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'd call him Shao Kahn, but no, just no. Shao Kahn is much cooler. Gunner. Turret A Anton and Turret B Belta. I'm assuming they're trying to make a mockery out of the Greek language. I don't know. Either that or they're trying to demonstrate how stupid this character can be at certain times. And pretty much everything he's talking about means nothing. He is talking to Franz, who we don't get a good look at this point, so I will reserve talking about him too much. What catapults? Okay. Sure. BattleCon 1. Go to Red Alert. And this dialogue's going by itself, so if you want to read it, you don't have time, pause. And we have what appears to be an old dude calling this guy Young Master. I don't know what it is with Xenogears and probably Xenosaga, having some character being called either Young Master or, in Xenosaga's case, Little Master. Kind of odd, but oh well. We'll see where this goes. Oh, this guy's got an eye patch too. These are definitely pirates. Not again. Well, he seems to be full board into whatever he's doing here. And the other two are probably his advisors, and they're probably not too happy about it. And we have Break the Walls Down. Chris Jericho. No, just Jericho. Anyway, enough of my babbling. Let's see if we can do anything at this point. Now, we're pretty much stuck, so we're going to look out and watch this whole thing happen. It's always very hard to kind of judge the amount of time that it's going to take me to record an episode, because when I run through a lot of the cutscenes in preparation, I tend to do them over on fast forward. I've already seen them multiple times. I'll go through a lot of the dialogue, but of course I'm reading in my head, which allows me to read faster than trying to read it in my head and then react to it, which is recording a video, obviously. But yeah, like I ran through all of this stuff in like 2-3 minutes. Throwing fast forward on the whole time, just a few minutes before I started recording. So yeah, I did not expect this to already be a 9-minute episode at this point, but well, it is what it is. This game is long, very long. I'm gonna try and keep the episodes after we get through some of the longer cutscenes, which we're going to have, of course, at the beginning of the game. I'm going to try and keep the episode lengths somewhat consistent. Try and oddly, of course, I'm going to aim for my 18 to 22 minutes idea, but it'll probably end up being kind of 22 to 25 for much of the series, just because of how long some of the cutscenes can be. So in that case, hopefully they don't end up too much longer than that, for the most part. Made a hole in the hull. Really, Satan? Master of observation you are. Helpful. Well, that being the case, we actually have... Well, we have to get out of here. And apparently that freed us. Now, as soon as this happens, we want to get out of here. And first things first, he tries to say something. I never remember what it is, but if you're running a certain way, it will just flash by, just like it did there. Now, we want to go into that room and get that. We want to run down here, past the room we were in. The sand makes you run in kind of a weird way, so from there we got the second item there, so we want to make sure we grab that. There are no battles in this section here. Can I get out, please? Get out, thank you. And in order to proceed, you want to head down this ladder here. Once you do this, we're in a new section here. Now, you want to head east, and then there's some stairs here. You want to, or ladder, not stairs, I guess. And then you want to drop down here, turn the camera this way, and you get forced into a battle. I think this is a forced battle. I could be wrong. There are random battles here too. These guys are not a whole lot to worry about. They don't do a lot of damage. One thing of note is while you're in here, as soon as you get a full round in for your characters, usually you get a fire from the engine room that does like 30 damage, 20-30 damage to all your characters. And of course they can throw bones or grenades or whatever. But they're normal attacks, you're nothing to worry about. So, fighting battles in here isn't necessarily a good idea. However, we did get a survival tent, and there will be a save point upcoming. So if you want to stay here and kind of fight against these guys, it would be a good idea. First of all, we could learn some skills for Satan there. But the soldiers, which are pretty much the only enemies in here, drop both rose sols and aqua sols. So if you're interested in that, they also drop some money. But if you're interested in doing that, it's an option there for you. And yeah, the engine room is kind of blowing apart at this point. So now you want to head back up to here. And a shortcut is to just jump up here and then go over here. Okay, you're forced into another battle basically on that same spot, which is why I thought the previous battle was a forced encounter. But this one, you actually have two different types of enemies to deal with. The Aveh soldiers in the front and the Aveh corporals in the back. Now, the corporals have a chance of dropping leather hats. I would like to get some of them. So I, made myself a save state before the battle, so I will just come back in over and over again until I get at least one out of them. I'd like to get 3 before I leave this area, and the corporals don't tend to show up in random encounters. It's just the soldiers. So unfortunately, I really do have to get it in a couple of chance encounters, and I think there's another one that has 3 or 4 of the corporals in there. So I'm going to use that one to try and get 2, hopefully just get 1 from this fight. If I get 2 from this fight, that'll work too. Anyway, Renki is a very useful ability. It targets himself, and it makes his next ether attack or affect all targets. So he can restore HP to all. Later he gets other skills that can be applied to all, maybe increase attack or defense or something to that extent. It can be very useful. So let's just heal up Faye a little bit there. And let's finish off these guys. I'm not going to be using death blows here because they die very simply anyway. But anyway, stop shooting me. I want to kill this guy. Even the corporals, all the enemies around here have 60 HP, so I wouldn't worry about them at all. They can't really do much of anything to you, and as you can see, we double their HP in a single line without even resorting to death blows. Death blows, for the most part, aren't all that useful until you hit difficult fights where you need to take out the enemies quickly. Wow, I got 2 leather hats on the first go-around. Beautiful! That saves a lot of time. And here, we get a leather vest. Unfortunately, we can't get any more of those right now, but let's go and make some changes because this leather gear is very nice. 6 more defense, 4 more defense for the hat. Very nice. Let's give you a hat, and unfortunately I didn't get another wear. I don't think there is one available at this point, so I'm going to give the other one, the one I do have, to Faye because it's got lower defense by default there. And I think I'm pretty good at this point. If you want to battle around here, you can. Eventually the floor around here will start to break up, and yeah. But, oh, did that just happen? Yeah, see the floor there? It broke up. And yeah, Satan just fell down there. So just kind of be aware of that. That was weird. And apparently I jumped all the way to the next scene. I'll take it. Once you do that, I don't think you can go back down there, but once you're up here, you have access to a save point. So I'm going to save real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Now, I did fight, I think, about 6 battles off screen there, and just collected a few more items. So I got a bunch more Rose Halls and Aqua Halls. It's a nice, easy place to get them, so I wouldn't worry too much. One thing I would like to do before moving on too far. Actually, yeah, I should probably do that. Alright, so go into items, and we'll use a survival tent. Normally I don't use them a whole lot, but I do want Faye full on MP for the upcoming area, so let's do that while we have the opportunity. Now, around here there's another forced encounter with those corporals and some regular soldiers, so I'm just going to fight that one off screen and hopefully get the items that I want. Okay, I got another leather hat, and I did it on my first try too, so I didn't have to do any reloading. Anyway, if you get to the corner here, it's kind of hard to see in the lighting, but we get to a set of stairs there, which pretty much takes us out of the dungeon. Somehow, Satan has disappeared in that very short time frame. I don't know how. Yet somehow he is within earshot, and he's controlling a crane. So, yeah. This is kind of an annoying little, I wouldn't call it a mini-game, but it's kind of annoying with the mechanics because of the camera view here. Now, basically, you gotta run up here, and as soon as you hit these, you can't jump over them, so you have to run over there. And unfortunately, the way that this kind of works is you're gonna probably fall. Yeah, and if you do, I can't believe I got all the way to the top without falling, or, well, falling right at the top. But you can't get game over here by falling off. The game won't allow it. So that's at least nice of them, since sometimes I fall like 5 times on the way up there. It's easier if you set the controls or the camera angle so that, you know, they're moving from right to left or left to right across the screen. And we get back into the Weltall, which should allow us to get out of here, except for the fact that it was broken, remember? It was broken. Apparently not anymore. Oh well. So, would you just invite him into the cockpit there? Or? Whoa, the screen's all shaky. I guess that makes sense. There'd be a lot of, you know, heat output as well as, you know, air. Where the hell was Satan sitting? What? I have no idea what he's saying there. He didn't open the cockpit. He was riding in the hand. I'm surprised he didn't squeeze him. Anyway. Oh? What kind of stuff did it do? Automatically, huh? That's pretty cool. That is amazing. I would assume that one of those would be very difficult to pilot if things weren't going, you know, automatically by themselves. You would need a butt ton of training to operate them, which I guess is probably why Faye's able to pilot such an advanced mech, because it does half the work for him. And who do we have here? We have boss time. Now, I know I was saying earlier in this episode I didn't want the episodes to go too long. Hopefully this one won't. If I remember correctly, we have just enough time in this battle, and I should be able to to cut us off. I might have to end the video right at the start of the dialogue scenes after this, but we'll see. Now, all right, I forgot we had all the talking. Yeah. So yeah, he thinks we're from Aveh, and obviously we're not. We're basically been fighting against them the whole episode. And so yeah, he's going to attack us because he thinks we are, and we're not. And yeah. Still the pacifist, aren't you, Faye? Leave the gear and run away. No, I don't think so. Hey, look at that, I can guard. How do you know he's powerful from a guard? Anyway, it's battle time. Now, this guy has a very interesting ability called Wild Smile, which of course he's going to use right away. It lowers your hit percentage and your evasion. Now, yeah, it's the Brigadier. And my camera is destroyed as well, which means that my accuracy is down to hell. That comes from the Wild Smile ability there. So instead of using normal attacks, I'm going to go with Guided Shot, which is my other attack there. And I think it does 150 damage, if I remember correctly. Okay, 170, that works. And I believe this guy has 600 HP, so I should be able to take him down in a few of these. And that way I won't have to rely on my attacks missing a lot, which would otherwise happen. So 3 of these, and then I'll unleash my death blow, since I've already got it built up. And hopefully by then some of the evasion thing has worn off. So 1 more of these, just fast forward through that. Animation takes forever. Of course, you can Wild Smile again. That's just great. Well, let's see what I can do here. Definitely lower hit percentage. There we go. I got lucky and hit him. Thought he had 600. Maybe he's got a little bit more, because I definitely have done 600 point. Well, maybe I haven't. Might as well go with Guided Shot. At least I know that's going to hit him. Yeah, I'm going to start employing little bits of fast forwarding in certain fights, especially if they're long fights and the video is running long. So, yeah. Oh, aren't you a smart pirate? Apparently, Faye's pretty smart, too. I think it's both of your faults. You are both fighting. 2 to tango, as they say. Anyway, with that being said, we fall down. And we end up here. But that's going to do it for this episode of Let's Play Xenogears. Next time, we are going to continue with this cutscene. There we go. It's going to stay. That's good. So anyway, next time we're going to continue with the cutscene and figure out what our plan is now that we've fallen down somewhere from a sinkhole. Anyway, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.